sole ground for filing divorce simply is that the marriage has broken down irretrievably. Good day, today I'm talking about how to file for divorce in Nigeria. If you are new to our channel, please do subscribe, like our videos, and drop a comment below. There's so many things you have to consider if you're to file for divorce in Nigeria. Personally, I advise you not to file for divorce. But if you choose to want to go through that part, then this video is for you. What are likely things you should consider when you want to have a divorce, or when you perhaps want to file a divorce in Nigeria? The sole ground for filing divorce simply is that the marriage has broken down irretrievably. What is the court going to look at to consider that your marriage has broken down irretrievably? There are 8 things we'll be discussing that can convince the court that your marriage has broken down irretrievably. At least you'll be able to prove one of these 8 things, or perhaps more than one of it. And what are these 8 things? 1. You have to be able to prove that the respondent has willfully and persistently refused to consummate the marriage. This condition is very, very simple as it sounds. It's simply saying that the other party has not been able to consummate the marriage, or has willfully refused to consummate the marriage. 2. That since the marriage, the respondent has committed adultery and the petitioner finds it intolerable to live with the respondent. Adultery is actually a ground for filing divorce. However, parties must show that they find that adultery intolerable. Perhaps you catch your wife cheating on you, or your husband cheating on you, then both of you decide to continue living. You say you're forgiving him or you're forgiving her, the parties start to live again, then you now apply for divorce. It might not be able to hold sway in court. Number 3, that since the marriage, the respondent has behaved in such a way that the petitioner cannot reasonably be expected to live with the respondent. So here we're simply saying the petitioner will have to convince the court that the respondent have experienced some characteristics or behavioral pattern that the petitioner will not be able to reasonably stay with. Such behavioral pattern involves rape, sodomy, maybe drunkenness, going in and out of jail, etc. You have to just convince the court that these patterns or these behavioral patterns are things you cannot reasonably stay with. Number 4, that the respondent has deserted the petitioner for a continuous period of at least 1 year. Immediately preceding the presentation of the petition, the petitioner will have to show to the court that the respondent has deserted him or her for a continuous period of 1 year. If you are pleading divorce under this ground, you must take note that a mere staying apart does not amount to desertion. You have to be able to show that parties are not in any agreement towards staying apart. Number 5, that the parties to the marriage have lived apart for a continuous period of at least 2 years. Immediately preceding the petition, and the respondent does not object to the decree being granted. This is saying that he must have at least have stayed apart for at least 2 years, and the respondent is not objecting to such divorce. Number 6, that the parties to the marriage have lived apart for a continuous period of at least 3 years, immediately preceding the presentation of the petition. Under this condition, the parties must have stayed apart for at least 3 years. Staying apart under this condition does not really mean that parties have stayed physically apart. They can still be under the same roof, but are no longer doing things in common. Perhaps no longer cohabiting or cooking or eating together. Number 7, that the other party to the marriage has for a period of no less than 1 year failed to comply with a decree of restitution of conjugal rights made under the decree. Under this condition, we're simply saying that parties have refused to cohabit. That is, the other party, the respondent, have refused to cohabit after a decree of restitution has been granted over a year ago. Number 8, that the other party to the marriage has been absent from the petitioner for such a time and circumstance as to provide reasonable ground for presuming that he or she is dead. Do not presume that anybody that is absent for at least 7 years is presumed dead, until the contrary is proven. So if you've not seen your spouse for the past 7 years, you can actually bring a ground for divorce under such condition. The 8th condition discussed above would be needed for you to be able to convince the court that your marriage has broken down irretrievably. The court granting this would therefore grant a decree in C. A decree in C will last for 3 months before it becomes absolute. At the point it is a decree in C, you can still not remarry at that point. It is believed that parties can still appeal such divorce. After the 3 months and the decree nisi becomes absolute, parties can now remarry. After the 3 months, parties will no longer have the right to appeal such divorce. So let's talk a little bit about the 2 years rule. The 2 years rule is simply saying that the Nigerian law tries to protect families, tries to protect marriage as an institution, and thereby will not allow parties get divorced in less than 2 years of their marriage. 2 years is still a short time to know someone, so the court will presume that parties are still getting to know each other. However, if he insists that you want to go with your divorce within these 2 years of marriage, you will apply for what is known as leave of court, because the court at the end of the day will want to see the exceptional reason why they think they should get involved and divorce your marriage at that point.